Okay, yes, I think maybe it is. Okay, it looks like we are connected. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna turn off this, move wrong camera. I'm gonna turn off this audio and everything, but I, oof, I was late getting up. My alarm went off, and then I was tired, fell back asleep. Actually, no, I woke up way before my alarm. I woke up at 3 and then I fell back asleep. So, goodness, I don't even know. But basically, um, did a bunch of back testing last last week. Um, and well, actually, last over the weekend. So basically, from what I've seen, I need to get up at 5, actually maybe even earlier, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. What is this? I have this open too. Um, sometimes these markets they correlate and sometimes they don't at all. So I think that's why I had that open. Because I thought, oh, maybe these markets are correlating, but they were not. Okay. But yeah, we're only in one contract because this is the freaking the Nikkei. So one contract is all you need. And hopefully we can get to oh, why am I in the practice account? I didn't even realize. Dude, that's messed up. I'm in my practice account. I thought I was in my okay. Wow. That's unfortunate. That is sad. I thought I was in my real account, but you weren't. Somebody shoot me. I mean, it's one tick off from my original entry. It's still not bad. It's just maybe if it does come down here again. But that's really annoying, actually. Like, actually, really annoying. I honestly thought I was in my. Oh my gosh. I thought I was in my other account. And if this isn't gonna go back down, it's not. It's one tick off. Let's go back. It's one tick off from my stupid entry. That's so annoying. So I could wait and maybe it'll come back down and put me in, or maybe it doesn't. Who knows? That is so frustrating. Like, I'll really, I could re enter, it'll just be a, mm, it'll just be a late entry instead of, and then I'll do something like a 7 tick stop loss. That's so weird. I don't know. Let's do 7. That's so weird. I honestly thought I was in my other account. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was in that one. I didn't even look at the top. Oh my gosh. That's, watch this just completely just flip around. But yeah, I guess I could have waited to see if it did come back here, but since it's only 1 tick off from my initial entry, it's not bad, right? The initial entry actually, and I say actually, should have been, because the signal to jump in was actually right here, was actually here, and then it came up. So I could have potentially entered, somewhere in here, potentially there, or even here, any of these ones. So I am entering later, obviously, than I should have, because we're here and the initial entry was probably there or even here. So I'm about 4 or 5 ticks off from where my entry should have been. So that's why, if this does go, this will be one that maybe we can end up holding. And I don't know how long we'll hold this, but we could end up holding this, but I don't know. It is off. It is off the mark. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, that is super annoying. Like, honestly, actually annoying. That I didn't even notice. There's no point in even sitting in this because it's not even real. It's not even real. That's so bad. It's so bad. This should take me out. See, notice how I put it right there and it's not taking me out, because this is why I like the DOM when it's the Nikkei, because it actually, um, you can actually see what's going on, versus when it's the NQ, it's moving so fast you can't even tell. This should take me out. Said should. I could just cancel it because it doesn't matter. It's the practice account. But um, yeah, it's the practice account, so it doesn't matter. But I want it to take me out because I don't understand. I mean, I understand. Click the wrong button, clearly, but that's so frustrating. Like, actually though. There we go. Now it took me out. You see how long it took? Like, you see how long it took? Just because this is how slow this moves. So, and that's why you can get, price jumps, for example, from here to there, up here, there, and then all the way back down. Jump back up, but yeah. So that's the thing with the Nikkei. The price likes to jump around. Anyways, I'm probably, yeah, that's, wow. That is wow, wow, wow. Ugh. Yeah, I'm I'm kind of mad at that. I got in a late entry, so um, oh, see, now it would have put me in if I had waited. But yeah, I definitely got a late entry to that because it should have been over here, not up there. So um, yeah, so that's why my stop loss is way down here, because I'm hoping we can, just keep having nice steady push up, but we don't know. So, uh, but yeah, definitely late to the party. Definitely late to the party here. Because again, it should have been around in this area. Because it would have popped up here. We had that, and then um, came down. So we probably would have gotten somewhere here, and that's already what 3 ticks from where we are currently. So um, definitely late, and yeah. Late but not terrible, right? If it does go, it's gonna go. But if it's not, then it's just not. Um, but looking at these in hindsight, they always look great. It's like, oh, this is great in hindsight. And then you get into it, actual trading, and then all of a sudden, it's like, wait a second, it's not as clear because you can't actually see the future and actually see what happens. When you see what happens, you're like, oh yeah, I definitely would have taken that trade. Versus now, it's like, I definitely probably wouldn't have taken that trade. Well, now it's too late. Yeah. So, so strange trading, but the ends justify the stress. So, anyways, mine might pop in again, but we'll just leave this up. And yeah. I also did want to pop in just to say one more thing. We are in somewhat of a supply zone. Or is a supply? Or that depend? We're in this little blue area, okay? We're in this little supply zone. And we've been selling off of it since yesterday because this was our open. And then it's selling and selling and selling and selling. And now we're up into it again. So this is also a good area to potentially sell from. And that looks like what we might be doing is selling back down. Just because we dropped all this way doesn't mean that we have to buy back up. And so, we're not biased against there's no bias, right? We're not in a sell bias, buy bias, right? No bias, just, just what's happening currently. And this, oh, look. So this is saying, hey, been selling from here consistently, consistently, but now we're up in this zone. So, I would like to see this, honestly. I would like to see this completely just ignore it and just go all the way through. But who knows? Who knows? Um, and also, I want to put my results from my back testing. So, 1 second. So we captured about 80, well, I captured about 80 of these occurrences, 81. And there were some more, but like some of these, I describe other ones within these. So there were more. Um, but yeah, we'll see. So basically, what happened is I did these occurrences. So each occurrence is every time we have a MACD crossover between 5 a.m. and 7. And there's some that I've documented, some that were after 7, and then there's some that were it's like one that was before 5, but it was a really good one. It's like one at 4:06. But the whole point is to see, because what I was doing was saying, okay, so we have a MACD crossover, right? And I know people say, don't trade the MACD, it's not a reliable way to trade, and blah, 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 right? Because, you get so many of them, and they can all be, little like this, jumbled up. And there's definitely somewhere it is jumbled up. And it's like, oh, which way do you trade, right? And you don't know. So, for this, I wanted to see during what time frame is it most accurate? Like, during what time frame does it tend to go in one direction without all of the fake outs, right? All of the fake ones. And that's what I noticed, because I was trying to do it at, like, the Asia during the Asia session, and there was just like a lot of manipulation. You could never really tell, right? There was sometimes where, after 8 o'clock it was good, or at 6:30, or maybe after 10, and then it got all messed up before 12, and then there was no good time that I could see where it was consistent. There was no consistent time. And so that's kind of been my goal, is to find a consistent time where this is mostly accurate, right? Not 100%, just mostly accurate. And if you go through all of these, most of them are yeses. There are definitely some no's, like here, right? This was 0 profit and 26 drawdown, which means that it would have had to go 26 down before I would have been like, okay, there's not even any profit. There's not any upside to this at all. This one looks like there was more profit than drawdown, but this is because um it did go up, but it wasn't the overall trend, and then it just ended up being choppy. And I didn't write all of that down, um, but that's why there's like some of them were just zeros. So like 0 to 0, right? Which means there was no upside, there was no downside. It was just choppy either way. Um, and then there's some other ones, but obviously there would have been drawdown, right? Like if we have a fixed drawdown for all of these, then all of them are gonna be, like these some of these like this 19, right? This would have stopped if we had a fixed stop loss of like 10 ticks. Well, then this might have taken us out before. So this is alternate, right? So it says alternate if previous. So this is the previous. Alternate if uh, previous had a wider stop. So basically, this would have been a 0. And so there would have been flips that happened in here. And then this would have been the profit if we had a wider stop loss. So that's why I said on a lot of these. So yeah, there's definitely quite a few no's, right? And then this is if you took the flip. So this one had zero upside to it. But if you took the flip where it flipped over like here, then that would have been your that would have been the profit if you had taken the flip. And so that's kind of what this is that's a flip that has just happened, right? Happened a few minutes ago. But then the question is, do we take that flip, right? Do we take that flip? Because if we do, then then what? I don't even know. Yeah, if we take this flip, right, then it could continue down because again, there's a supply zone up here, right? And so it could continue down, or it could just be coming down a little bit because again, we did enter late, so this technically wouldn't be any negative sort of trade if we had entered when we should have. And then, maybe it does continue. And so that was the thing I was trying to ask. Not that I was trying to ask Chat GPT to analyze the data and tell me what's better to take the flips or to hold the trades, right? Because some of these trades, right, they were like this one's green and then there's a flip that happens, but if you didn't take it, it just kept going and kept going, right? And it would um kind of catapult you. And so that was kind of the question I had was, do we take these flips? Because sometimes they're profitable. Like this this had 0 upside to it, but there was an immediate flip. And so if you took that, that's where the profit was right here. There's 0 drawdown. It just goes for 86 ticks. There was 0 drawdown. And then it says alternate if previous was held, right? So if we had held this and we had a wide stop of 18 ticks, would have gone that much, right? And then if flip was taken from number 34, so if we took that flip instead of holding, so instead of holding this one, we took the flip that happened, because this is why, right? This is why this is small. It's because there was a flip that happened, so that's why I ended that. But then if you held it, you would have had to add an 18 tick stop for 60 ticks profit, or you could have taken the flip and you would have had a 6 tick drawdown, but then 13 in profit, which isn't that much. I wonder if this took me out. It did. Cause I don't know. We had that flip. We had another crossover. Is that? Oh my god. Alright, I need to make sure I follow my rules. Okay, so the entry should have been somewhere in here. Technically, yes, technically. And let's check. I want to see exactly how, because sometimes it does not do what you want it to. Okay, it did. Yeah.
Power off.
Oops. watch this just skyrocket catapult. Um, yeah, now we're getting this, okay? So this is looking like, maybe you should sell. Maybe you should buy. Who knows? I don't know. It's just because we're up in here and we could sell. Well, we could just say nope and keep buying, which seems like a more likely thing to do. See, and now I have no bias, but I also have no idea. Because then you'd want to sell from here, correct? But there's no buyers up here. Yay. See, but yeah, sometimes the flips are profitable and sometimes they are not. So, or sometimes they just make it more choppy and more of a mess. So, I don't know, with where we're sitting because of that flip, see, you look, see where this is at? There's no, like if I entered, it would put me probably, yeah, if I entered a sell, let me look at this. Because I want to, just because I want to do what this says, which is why I was trying to get it to take me out. But now it's moving all the way down here. Which means press will probably jump all the way down here. And there it did. Yep, see, did you see that? That is what we do here. Anyways, that's crazy. So, yeah, if I get in it, I'd want it to be up here, not down there. There we go. That's where my limit order is going to be, right there. Because it should have been here, right? All of these, it should have been there. Yeah, it should have been right here. This is where we had our crossover, and it could have been there as well. Right, which would have been 6 ticks profit already. But the other issue is this was the initial entry. This was the initial entry. And so, we could just we just could pump down from here, to be honest, and just go. But that's when I'm going to set my limit order. Wow. Are we shocked? I think not. Of course we're not. Of course I'm not in that trade, whatever. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna measure that candle. The goal and the hope is to be able to go in, for contracts with this. But yeah. Right. So I should have said I should when I was trying to get out of this one, I should have also had a limit order to get in at least to somewhere up here. But yeah, we're just gonna leave that. It's probably gonna keep running down because again, this supply zone, and that's the main reason why I wanted to exit this trade, because I saw we were in a supply zone that could potentially pump down from here. And hey, just because that's the thing with the market, just because it's sold doesn't mean it can't keep selling. And it's been buying and selling and buying and selling and buying and selling and buying. And yeah, you get the point. So if it comes up here, it'll put me in. But if it doesn't within the next, I don't even know, then I'll just say, Lizzie, you missed that trade, and we will have to reevaluate. Because ultimately, this wasn't bad. It was just not great. Not great, right? The entry should have been here, potentially even would have been here. And then we probably would have gotten some sort of profit off of this, maybe not anything at all, to be honest. Probably like 5 ticks maximum. And then when it came back down, we would have had this crossover again. We would have been in 2 ticks profit. I would have closed out the trade. in about 2 ticks profit, and then we would have flipped, reversed the trade, and we would have been in what, 10 ticks profit from there. So analysis, not terrible, just I was sleeping when I should have been awake and at the charts. And yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get when you're tired. Um, but yeah, and there's plenty of other like things because this could just get really choppy. Um, but that's kind of what we're looking for. And this wasn't bad. Just I think it wasn't bad. It was more of a it was the execution. It was definitely an execution kind of a deal because this could have taken us out in maybe $50 profit instead of negative 75, right? But just because we had a bad entry, oh, and then I entered poorly again because entered when when did I? Oh yeah, I entered on my practice account for some odd reason. Still don't know why. But yeah, just because of that, I'm saying, I am not in a rush. We can come back tomorrow and do the exact same thing, right? Because again, let's go back to my statistics, right? Most of these are yeses. Here's a no. This is if you took a flip, right? So if you held this one, so if you held this one, that was a no. Or if you had taken the flip, see, it doesn't give you a lot, but what it does do is it gives me something that I can scalp, right? Because most of this drawdown is very small to non-existent. Um, so if we had like maybe a 10 tick stop loss, maybe we can avoid a 20 tick stop loss in the future. But yeah, I'm thinking this is something, and it's something where I can be consistent and come in every day at 5 o'clock, not 5:30. Come in at 5 o'clock and be like, okay, because 5 o'clock was here. We would have had that, and then we would have had that, and I would have been like, oh, okay, set a limit order down here, right? And then I would have put us in, um, and then we would have been in profit by the time when we got out instead of being in negatives, but we got in late, so we're in the negatives when we got out, and then we would have been in the positives here. So I do want to see how this plays out, but at the same time, yeah, at the same time, uh, I got in late, and now I'm not in at all. So, because I put a limit order way up there, and honestly, if the Nikkei is true to what it is, usually it should not. Honestly, it should not come back up here because you saw how some of those would go 80 ticks and not come back at all. And so if this is where we crossed over, even here, that's what, 1 tick of drawdown. It should, if it is gonna run, it's gonna run. It's not gonna come back to the initial entry, which means, entering somewhere in here might not be horrible, but I think that the main point is if it does come all the way back up here, that's probably not a good thing, right? If this is the if this is the crossover that is valid, then it is gonna keep running, and so we'll just see. Because it's what, 6:10 now. Honestly, if it did come all the way back up here, I would doubt it as being a good sell, to be honest. I would doubt that sell if it did come all the way back. And I don't think it's going to because we've just ran, especially like right here, dropped. And that is our supply zone. So that makes sense. Um, I say end of this Good analysis. Just late to the party. Very, very late to the party. I need to wake up earlier. Or stay awake when I wake up and not go back to sleep. That's more the issue. That I went back to sleep. Alright, well, we'll wait. This is probably gonna cross. This is gonna keep going. But yeah. I do have my notifications on, so we'll see. But other than this, that will be the stream. Actually, no, I'll leave the stream up, but it'll just be nothing. Yeah. Oh, and where's my strategy tester? Here we go. There we go. See, this is this is my this is literally the same strategy. Just I wrote it out here. So basically, the entry should have been here. I don't know why it says to exit the same long. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, this is the entry, and that should have been your short entry exactly right here. So, and then we'd still be in right now. But alas, we are not. I don't know why it said to exit there. It said to enter and to exit. So basically, go away. It says I'm look ahead bias. I don't even know what that means. It won't go away. Well, caution, caution. Okay, let me go to the list of trades. Yeah, so that one would have been a break even, which again, it should have been a break even if we had like gotten out, like with a little bit of profit, but that was a break even. This one is an open trade, and it would be up $300 right now. So that's just a little bit of perspective of what we have missed out on. Anyways, and that's with a fixed take profit and fixed stop loss. So the fixed stop loss is 10 ticks. So I don't know why this would say to enter and then yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It is honestly weird. I don't know why it said, enter here and then it exited that same candle. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But okay. Yeah, it's not perfect. It is not perfect. But that's what we're looking at. And this is good. This is great. Honestly, I like to see it. I wish I was in it, but that was the entry, right? That was the entry. So, and it was down here, and that's when I was trying to get out, and then I should have had a reverse also in place, and I didn't. So it's on me. It's on me, everybody. It honestly probably wouldn't have put me in. It moved too fast. But yeah, that is beautiful. Jeez, maybe I should have had this up. Would have told me something. Yeah, because the entry was that's when I initially entered, but it was on the wrong. It was on the wrong thing. It was on the stupid practice account. That dumb little practice account. Why is that even there? So annoying. Let me go to my practice account. Yeah. See, so I entered here. Whoa. But I entered at 65, so I entered up here somewhere. Ooh, I entered up there. Um, and then I had entered again on this account. And I entered at 70, so I entered at one tick higher. But I'm like, hey, if it goes, it goes. But then I'm like, yeah, we're in the supply zone. Bye. And then it came back down. And yeah, honestly, I'm gonna cancel that limit order because we're not coming back all the way back. Like, if the Nikkei is gonna go, it's going to go, and if it's gonna go from here, there's zero drawdown. So far, there is absolutely zero drawdown. It just goes bloop bloop. So yeah, that's just to kind of show you what my thought process is. But that's 12 ticks. And the goal is to be able to come in here, 4 contracts. It's $100 a tick. That's $1,200 right there. If we had taken the actual trade, right? This one would have probably lost us money. This one would have made money. Would have been great. But yeah, that's what we got. I'm gonna leave this open, but I'm gonna do other things. So we'll just watch it. But yeah, I will come and turn it off at like 7 and maybe do like a breakdown or like a review of what happened. But I can just tell you what happened here is I was sleeping and then I was dumb. The end. Oh gosh. But yeah, I did want to pop in and say something. So we did get a crossover. So that's why I threw this on here, but I was not about to take that trade. The whole point of this is we only want to be coming in and taking, well, when I say we, I only want to be coming in and taking um, potentially, you know, one, two, maximum three trades, right? This should have been one and it should have been somewhat profitable. This should have been two and this would have also been somewhat profitable. And then after this third one, since it did not run and it came all the way back up to where my limit order was set, which I did cancel that, right? I think so. Oh, I did. Okay, I did. For some reason, I was thinking, what if I didn't? I did. I was just there. I should have known I canceled it. That's funny. Anyways, but the whole point is to be able to come in and take, a couple trades and then be done, right? And also to recognize, have a system to recognize when we're chopping and when we are actually in some sort of a trend. And I could throw the ADX up on here, and I might do some of that today actually because I think it's to be able to limit some of these trades to only taking if in a certain direction might actually be helpful, or if the ADX is at a certain level also might be helpful. But I don't want to come in and just take every single crossover that happens between, you know, now and actually no, so it's almost 7. So this would be kind of the last one, right? And so I don't want to come in and just take every single crossover that happens because there's gonna be some that are gonna be bad, right? There's gonna be some that are gonna be bad. There's gonna be some days where we're just chopping. It is a Monday. Mondays tend to be a little more choppy, exactly. And so, um, you know, to be able to limit, see, and then we have another crossover right here, right? That just happened for a short right here. So, again, the whole point, well, we're not getting it there. Interesting. The whole point is to be able to, um, and it should say here, but the whole point is we want to be able to um, enter just a few trades, and it should only be just a few, and then, you know, come back, right? But I don't want to be taking like every single crossover that happens. Um, and right now it's what, 6:46. So, my stream would be ending actually in like 14 minutes, right? So if that's an entry, right? Yeah, if that were to be an entry, and it could be, right? But again, what happened already today? Let's look at what already happened, right? So one, this would should have been an entry over here, and we missed that. And because we missed that, we ended up getting in here, which means we got out late, which means we got out in a deficit. Exactly. So we got out in a deficit when it could have been a positive, right? So we already messed up one trade. Then we should have gotten right back in. We should have gotten right back in because we did have another crossover. We should have gotten right back in, but instead, I don't even know what I was thinking. And then we dropped. That would have been a profit, right? It would have been awesome. But then, we come all the way back up here, right? We have another crossover, but this one we're like, no, and it comes back down. So at that point, after this and this, after botching this and this, um, it's like, okay, anything else is just kind of grasping, right? And we're not trying to, take every single little baby trade that happens, right? Um, right. We're not trying to take every single trade and be like, oh, okay, this maybe this time, right? This is saying to short here, even though, oh yeah, I put it there, but it says to short there. And this could be the point where it actually goes. But again, we messed up this one. We messed up this one. This could be the final. This could be the final, that final straw where it actually works, where it actually does work. And I'm gonna check if see if there's news. If there's news today. Is there news today? No, there's not. It's Monday. So yeah, there's no news. Um, but no, we have no bias. It's more of a thing of we messed up this trade that should have been over here. We messed up this one, and at this point, um, whew, yeah, at this point, it's like okay, we could get in. We could try to re-enter, but why, right? um, yeah, there's always tomorrow. Can always get a better entry. There's no point in trying to force trades, right? Just because we lost one, we messed one up, we missed one, we messed one, doesn't mean that okay, that was the last day, right? There's gonna be better days. There's gonna be days where I'm gonna get in and it's gonna run, and we want those days, not these choppy days, right? And it is a little choppy, and um, so yeah, let me throw something on here real quick. Do, 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 do. Uh, there we go. Yeah, all these are red. Um, but yeah, it's just for, let's move that. Anyways, so we'll leave this on here, but we're not taking a trade just simply um, because yeah, the whole point of this strategy is we don't overtrade, right? We have a time window, um, and yeah, we have a window, and we're gonna trade within that window, and then anything else is yeah. See, this one just said to exit the short right there, just said exit it, and after we got in here, so yeah, I think it's because of the way I have this strategy built is that it's a 2 tick stop loss. That's why 2 ticks and it says get out. Oh gosh. Anyways, I'm heading off to the gym right now, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna head out and we're gonna stop this stream. But that's basically the breakdown. This would have been a mildly decent trade, but it wasn't because I entered too late all the way up here. And then when I exited, which was a good thing that I did instead of holding, when I exited, because I was following my strategy of when we have a flip, we exit and then reverse the trade. But the only problem was, for some reason, I was not thinking and I did not reverse the trade, and I should have. That would have been decent. And then we had another potential entry here, but at this point, right, it's looking a little bit choppy. We didn't create any lower lows, higher highs. We're just kind of we're in this little range. We're in this range. And because of that, I don't really want to get stuck in that trap of entering and re-entering a bunch of times. And that's the whole point. We don't want to do that, right? So, so yeah, that is, oof, that's what we got here. And I am off to the gym, but I'll probably come back and do some more things with this strategy because it's very simplistic. It's very simplistic, but to have a way to filter out noise is good, but also because I do have this supply and demand here, and um this is a very clear top and a bottom here, and so this is also a good indicator that maybe we shouldn't be trading in this, because chances are we drop from it or we just skyrocket through it. And so trying to guess is never good. So, that's where we're at. And I'm going to end the stream now. But we'll be back tomorrow on time, hopefully. And we'll do the same thing, and hopefully with a little better return. But again, rather end the day down $75 than ending the day down $700, because that was last week's ordeal. And if you look at my account, oh joy, if you look at my account, this was at 2,000. At the beginning of last week, it was at $2,100. It is now down to $950, right? So we've lost about 11 or more $100 on this account. Um, and so, yeah, we are going to be a little more conservative with some of the trades that we take. Doesn't mean we're not taking trades, right? If this account is gone, then it's gone, and we will have to start over, but that's okay because that's the whole point of this. But we're not gonna be stupid. This account I've had for about 3 months, so we're not just gonna go be like, oh, and trade it all away in a day, right? We're not doing that. So hey, 3 months is pretty good for an account, and I got what, two, one, two. I got a payout from this, I know. So, yeah, it's rough though. It is rough. So, that is all I have time for. I'm gonna head to the gym and then yeah, do some life stuff and just chill. Go to the store, all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, hopefully Zazio stays sleeping. He likes to sleep on my pillow like he's a person. Anyways, yeah, he's the reason why I was awake at 3 in the morning. And then I was like, oh, this is great. I'm awake. I'll stay awake. Nope, went back to sleep till 5. Actually, it was after 5. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's let's see. I honestly want to sit here and watch this, but I can't. We're not glued to the charts, people.